for a bit of lunchtime yoga. Don't know why I'm making everything go up at the end. Happy Thursday. I'm getting the hang of this. Oh, sorry, Instagram. I think I've got you a touch on the squiff, or maybe I'm a bit squiffy. Not too sure. I hope everyone is really well today. It's bank holiday tomorrow. That's a good thing. Yep. Everything I say, make sure I've got that right. Amazing. So we seem to be on there. I seem to be failing on YouTube of late. I had one video taking down, and then my last video, there was no sound, which was really impressive. So well done you if you followed along with no direction whatsoever. Hopefully, I don't know, I've got someone on YouTube there. Hopefully the sound is okay today and I've sorted that out. And hopefully, although it looks a little bit weird over there on Instagram, hopefully that's okay too. So it's our lunchtime flow, just a short and sweet little stretch. I'm actually going to start standing, which I don't normally do, just to kind of keep the energy going a little bit rather than settling into it too much. Just drinking my coffee still, though, while we get to 12. But I hope you're really well. Hope you've all had a good week. Sun's been out, which always helps, doesn't it, I think? And obviously, yes, it's bank holiday. So hope you have a bit of a chance to get outside a little bit. Okay, cool. Amazing. I reckon we'll get going. I'm just going to check this one, make sure we're all good. Yeah, I reckon so. So I want you to start by coming up to the top of your mat, or just standing up, to be honest, if you are off your mat, but you're just doing a few little stretches with me. So, sorry, apologies. I'm going to stand in the middle of my mat, see if that can help Instagram a little bit with the lighting. And obviously, actually, for the same for you guys over on YouTube, my windows at the back are good for our white balance, aren't they? So feet about hip distance apart, which is roughly speaking about 2 fists in between your big toes. So if you wanted to, you could obviously forward fold a little bit and just check that out. But I just want you to find what feels like a good natural distance for you and just put a little bend in those knees. So the first thing we want to do is just have a moment just to move around a little bit. Find as our center of gravity. Find where it feels good, whether we're leaning forward a little bit, bending those knees, leaning back, maybe a little movement in the hips. It's a good time even just to close the eyes. And even just as we stand here, start to focus on the body, the natural movement of the body, and then the breath. Just noticing where that pressure is on the feet, whether it's up towards the toes, might be a little further back towards the heels, or just planted right in the middle. I want you to have a moment just to focus on your middle, on your midriff, your torso, and just any movement there might feel good, just to place a hand on the chest or the belly. Just notice any little tiny movements in the body. It might be a little bigger if it feels good, just to make those movements a little bigger. And I want you to slowly start to bend those knees, bring the hands down either side of the body. Take an inhale, lift up nice and tall, bring those hands up all the way to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers, turn your hands so the inside or palm of your hand faces up. Then take a big inhale and just stretch all the way up as high as you can. Again, you're naturally probably going to want to have a little sway here. So I just want you to lean over to your left side, maybe push the body to the right. And then lean over to your right side, push that right hip out and lean over to the left. We'll do a few more of those. So we inhale, lift those hands. Exhale, lean it over. Inhale, lift those hands. Again, the knees can stay soft, especially on the bend as you exhale, bend those knees. One more time each way. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just start to stretch it over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stretch it over. Good. Take a big inhale, lift up to the ceiling. As you exhale, take a very gentle forward fold. So we just start to slide the hands down the legs. We can bend those knees once we're down, Again, just take your time. Just move to the top of my mat just a little bit closer. Same thing here. Feet hip distance apart, maybe even a little wider if you prefer. And we'll take our ragdoll. So bring hands to opposite elbows, relax your head down, and just have that sway all the way into the body, relaxing the head, face, neck and shoulders. Now again, just even closing the eyes here just helps us to relax the face in particular, soften everything down. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just relaxing your hands down towards the ground. Having a little twist here. So take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle and then inhale your left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Look up if you can. And then exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale to lift up. And then exhale it back down. Good. Just coming back towards your center. With 3 times, we're going to come up into a flat back here. So knees nice and soft for me. Take an inhale, lift the chest, place the hands on the shins. Maybe look forward if you can. Just try and flatten the back. Maybe straighten the legs or keep them soft. And then exhale back down just to our forward fold. Just a little movement here. 2 more times for me. So inhale, we lift up to flat back. Exhale, soften down. Good. One more. Inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, soften down. Good. Lean over towards your left so you can slide your right leg back to a low lunge position. Soften the back knee down. Uncurl those toes. Have a little moment just to move around here. Shift the weight, get comfortable. And we'll take our little twist. So, my microphone over the shop. Keep your right hand down and then inhale your left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And looking up, that's just going to improve that twist. And then as you exhale, soften it back down. On towards the open side. So lean over to your left. Inhale, lift that right hand all the way up. And then exhale, soften back down. I want you to come up in this position. So keep your feet just as they are. Inhale to lift your chest. So we're getting that stretch into the front leg, in towards the quad of the back leg. You can have a little moment just to shift around again. Place the hands maybe on the hips. If you're feeling a little wobbly, we can place the hands on the floor. But if you can, I want you to start to focus on opening that chest. And we're actually going to interlace our hands behind our back. So do make sure the legs feel nice and strong. If you feel happy to interlace your hands and then just push them down your back. So past your bottom, towards your bottom if you can, just to bring the shoulder blades back. Feel them just sliding back down your spine and opening your chest. Looking out in front. If this feels like enough, keep it here. If you've got a little bit more room, I want you to take an inhale, look up towards the ceiling. See if we can just slide those hands back just a little bit more, just a little smidge. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we can release those hands and bring them back down. Good. Curl your back toes. Lift that knee for me. Shift your weight just a little bit forward into your left foot so we can bring the right foot down nice and flat and come into a little pyramid pose there. It might feel more comfortable just to soften the knees. Lean over that front knee nice and soft. Or again, if you've got the room, if that hamstring feels okay, just start to straighten the legs. Relax from your hips, your waist, your ribs, your shoulders, your chest, your face. Relax down. If this is too tight for that left leg, do just soften the knee to see how it feels. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to soften those knees, bring the hands to the top of your mat. We're going to come up for a tiny little warrior 3 here. So lean all your weight over to your left side and then pick that right leg up just as high as you can. You can bend your knee here. You can bend both your knees. You can really kind of pull any shapes, any wiggles that feel good. Good. Let's see if we can come up to stand day. So bend your left knee, maybe bend the other one as well, bring it in a little closer to you. Look forward. Inhale up to stand. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Hug the knee into the chest if you can. Breathe. That felt super wobbly. I love it. Good. Then we're just going to come into a little tree. So I want you to place your right foot just onto your left leg, so the inside of the leg. It could be above the knee joint, sorry. It could be onto the calf. It could be the toes stay on the ground. The heel comes in towards the ankle. And we're just focusing on this right knee coming out to the side. If you're wobbling like me, soften your standing knees. Just a little micro bend, tiny little bend. Look out in front to find your focus. If you're feeling good, let's take an inhale, lift those hands up towards the ceiling. Good. Take a big inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to release that leg. Bring it up to your chest one last time. Exhale back, low lunge. Just sweep it back. Whew. Good. From that position, your left leg is going to come back as well into down dog. So ground your hands down, push that left leg back. And then we just want a little bit of time in down dog here to walk on the spot. Release the back of the legs. Relax the head still, the neck. Feel the shoulders just open. Feel the chest come down. And 3 times here, we're going to lift and lower towards our tiptoes. So I want you to take a big inhale, lift up towards your tiptoes. And then as you exhale, soften it back down. 2 more the same. So big inhale lifts you up. Exhale back down. And 1 more big inhale, lift up. Exhale back down. Good. Slowly start to walk back up to the top of your mat again. So soften those knees and then gently walk up, moving your hands to help you. Take your time coming back to the top of your mat. Knees nice and soft, feet hip distance apart, relaxing your head down. We can go for our ragdoll again, taking arms to opposite elbows. Feel the shoulders round and come down towards the ground. Big deep breaths. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, relaxing those hands down towards the ground again. Coming into our twist. Right hand to the outside of that left leg. Inhale your left hand all the way up to the ceiling, and you can soften the right knee to help you out. And then exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale to lift up. Again, I'm just softening my opposite knee. And then exhaling back down. Good. 3 flat backs for me. So inhale, we lift the chest, place the hands on the shins, look forward. And then exhale, soften back down. Remember, we can keep the knees soft. So we inhale, lift up, just look forward. Stick your bum out. And then exhale down. And 1 more. And down. Good. This time we're going to lean all the way over towards our right and send our left leg back to that low lunge position. You can take your time, wiggle around, soften the back knee down, uncurl those toes. Have a little moment just to check in, see how everything's feeling. Remember, we're trying to, not trying to play skipping rope with my my cable. Remember, we're trying to get that knee not at that right angle. So we don't want to be pushing all the way down on the knee. We're trying to lean forward, feel the stretch in the hip and the opposite quad. So just see how it feels. If you need to pop a little blanket under the knee, then you can. Coming into our little twist here. So left hand down, inhale the right hand all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften. Onto your open side. So big inhale, lift up to the left. And then exhale, soften it back down. Good. Shift the feet so we know we feel nice and strong in the body. We feel strong in the legs as we come up. And then looking forward, opening that chest. This time we're going to come into a little cactus arm position. So keeping up nice and tall for me, take an inhale, lift your hands up. So we want that nice little right angle. Old school cactus kind of look. That's what we're going to go for. Opening the chest, sending the elbows backwards, just to release the shoulders. Then 3 times, I want you to see if you can inhale, lift your hands up to the ceiling, stretch them out, and then exhale, come back to cactus. I know it's a weird sentence. 2 more of those for me. So big inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. Good. 1 more big inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, We can release, sweep those hands forward, come back into your lunge position. Good. Coming into our pyramid, so we're going to come a little bit higher. Curl the back toes, lift that knee. I just shift the weight forward just so I can pick that foot up and place it flat on the ground. So we're trying to stretch out our front leg, but if this is too tight, remember to soften the knees, wiggle around, play around with the placement of the feet, whatever you need to do. So I know that this can be a pretty tight stretch on those hamstrings. Give your bum a little wiggle. You can do whatever movements feel good. Yeah, start to soften those knees. Bring the hands to the top of the mat. Coming into our warrior three again. So I shift my weight forward to the right, lifting that left leg behind me. Feel free. Oh, my ankle click. That was amazing. Feel free to bend the back knee, wiggle around, give yourself a little tail. Whatever feels good. Coming up to stand. We look forward. Find something to focus on. Squeeze your tummy. Inhale up to stand. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the knee up. Oh, very good. Find that new balance focus, that little spot to look at. Breathe. Soften the standing leg. Coming into tree pose. Take your time. Placing the foot where it feels good. Sending the left knee over towards the left. So we're trying to open up that knee. Ooh. Not open up my balance. And find a little tree. Now, when you wobble like that, just soften your standing knee. Take the movement from the hips. And remember, trees do move in the breeze. They are not concreted in. Just planting your foot into the ground. Breathing from your middle. Take a nice big, and the hands down. Push back to down dog for me. Big push all the way back. And we're just going to finish with a few rounds of breath in our down dog. So remember, down dog doesn't need to be a stagnant, doesn't need to be a solid, non-moving pose. We can bend those knees, we can bring our bum down low. This is our down dog to puppy dog. We can push it up. We could take our feet out wide, have a little sway in the legs and your bum. Come on to those tiptoes or almost come onto one foot. You could pick up one foot and give it a little wiggle. You could circle the foot one way and then the other. That can feel pretty nice. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Ooh, nearly taking the drawer out. That's impressive. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes and rest back in child's pose. Breathe deep. Hopefully I've caught you pre-having your lunch. But if you did need to, you can always take your knees out wide. Keep your toes together. And that will give your belly and your chest a little bit more room. I always automatically sit on the side with my microphone. I should really turn my head the other way. And just take a few breaths. Maybe even bring the hands in. Send the elbows out wide. Just 2 more breaths for me wherever you are. Then on your next inhale, slowly start to lift the head. Walk those hands in. And you can just slide the knees together and bring yourself around and just come into a comfortable seated pose, or whatever works for you best. There we go. And I'm going to finish just there. I hope that has made you just have a little bit more energy. Just the idea from my lunchtime stretch is really that it is just moving a bit of stagnant energy around the body. I have been sat all day, even though I do sit on a yoga ball. I have been sat all day, so it's just a nice way to stretch out. So I hope you enjoyed that. There is a pre-recorded video coming onto YouTube today at 5, and that is a 20-minute flow to help you unwind. So that's going onto YouTube, and I'll probably put it up I'll put it everywhere. You know what I'm like. And then I'm back again for a live tomorrow, 8:15. So hope you have a really good day. Try and get out in the sun if you can. I'm going to give it a quick go. And I shall see you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a really lovely day. Bye. I say bye, and then I have to, go and turn you all off. And then I shall come over here